I'm gonna be talking about Fairy Tail. Now from chapter 416, which was the end of the Taurus arc, we got like Natsu is gonna go train off with Happy for 1 year. So from this is a much needed time skip for Fairy Tail. Why? Because Fairy Tail really needs a time skip because the characters really need like a year to like power up and change, mentally, physically, and just get new moves and be even more mature or whatever. So it's really much needed, and the whole 7 years on Taro Island, or I guess that's what you call it, that doesn't really count because they powered up, but they didn't really change mentally and physically. They just, they just were on an island. It was basically kind of like, there's a reference for that somewhere where, where you don't usually change for like 7 years and then you go back and everyone's changed. There's a reference for that, but I don't know. Maybe if you put that in the comment below, maybe you can refresh my mind on that. But seeing that Fairy Tail is going into a time skip, I'm pretty much hyped for it because I really like to see what Natsu would do within a year and see what else everyone else would do within a year. They might do it off panel and like not show us maybe in a filler, but hopefully they won't because Fairy Tail really needs to work on their fillers because the fillers right now I barely don't want to watch. I'm glad that the Taurus arc is going to return in the spring for the anime, and maybe they might do a filler like showing what they're doing in their training, but it'll probably be redundant like what One Piece and Naruto is doing right now, or what One Piece did. So, and not just talking about Fairy Tail, it's about time skips in general. Time skips, they usually make the character go on a time skip for something like something happened like in the current arc, and then they go off on a time skip to go train and get powered up and make some new moves and get stronger for the stronger opponent. And for example, like Naruto, Naruto, he went off for 2 to 3 years to train so we can go up against more Akatsuki members. Luffy, he trained for 3 years and 2 days just to get powerful for New World. Ichigo from Bleach, well, it wasn't really much of a time skip to train. It was mostly 2 years of like this in his normal days, and then in the time skip he tries to get his powers back. I don't know why people saying Fullbring arc is so bad. I find it decent, but that's for another story. And Dragon Ball Z, even though it has like a lot of time skips in Dragon Ball Z, and I don't want to talk about GT because I don't really like GT that much, but the time skips for there is just basically a cool time, kind of like what Bleach did. It's just basically a cool period where you can just like chill and just have a normal time for the rest of these years, and then the new opponent shows up and it'll be like, okay, I need to do something now. So for Fairy Tail, it's much needed because they're going up against an opponent called Zerf, because he's basically wiping everybody out and showing how tough he is, and basic Natsu would probably get defeated by Zerf, so they really need this time skip for this. And especially seeing what Natsu went through when he lost his father, well, it kind of gives him an idea just to go off and train so he can go and protect everybody from Zerf. And if I want to recall from the latest chapter from Fairy Tail, Zerf said like, you have to try to overtake me, Natsu, or should I say end? Yeah, end. It's called Indifferous Natsu Dragneel, which shocked a lot of people. I had to go back and like read it because I probably like skimmed through it, but that really got my attention there. And mostly like seeing from this, he's end now. He's probably end. Is he gonna get like some kind of type of demon powers, kind of like Meteolus from Seven Deadly Sins? But that'll be kind of redundant too, because But I'm hyped to see what they're going to do for this. And also for the time skip, hopefully it will happen. And hopefully Lucy won't say, like, why are you leaving and maybe say, like, not Nalu moment there. Maybe not right now. No Nalu moment right there. We need a time skip. We need a time skip right now for Fairy Tail. And seeing what everyone else would go do during their 1 year cool-off period, did, you know, training, you know, like Lucy, Wendy, Urza, Juvia, Gray. And speaking of Gray, you know, he said, like, he's going to defeat End when he was talking to Juvia about that. Like, he's going to be like, I'm going to defeat the End. And guess what? Natsu is End. So, Natsu versus Gray in 2015.